This issue transports us to the distant past, beginning with a spotlight on the creators of the Xenomorphs and featuring none other than David 8, a synthetic crafted personally by Peter Weyland. We revisit a pivotal moment reminiscent of a scene from Alien Covenant, where David 8 and his brothers unleash a deadly pathogen on their creators, the Engineers. David 8's God complex is fully unleashed, pushing him to catastrophic extremes as he embodies the ruthless, wipe-the-slate-clean philosophy of his makers. To him, their worth is no more than that of an ant. His absolute hatred for all organic life drives him as he devastates 10,000 planets, experiencing nothing but a sense of satisfaction in their destruction. Pods of xenomorphs cascade onto planets throughout the multiverse, and now Earth is on the brink of extinction. This brings us back to Earth, where our last remaining humans and heroes face a hopeless scenario. We then leap forward across a millennia, glimpsing the events that led to the Xenomorphs' arrival in our universe. David 8 has betrayed his creators and accomplished what Weyland never could, mastering a flawless killing machine. He's a step away from wiping humanity off the face of Earth. But there's a small roadblock to his deadly plan. It's a grumpy, sly, stubborn Tony Stark. Before we continue, don't forget to recommend my video on social media and click the subscribe button to stay updated on more comic book content like this, which helps support small content creators like me. We shift to what looks like the closing stages of a business deal between Tony and David 8, who's representing Weyland Corp., with Tony relinquishing control of his company to them. As David gloats over his victory, belittling Tony and assuming his dominance, Tony hints that he's been playing possum the entire time. Once again, Tony's brilliance shines through as he cleverly outmaneuvers David, obtaining crucial intel that doesn't halt the impending devastation, but does give Tony time to plan a human escape. Tony then confronts David, revealing his knowledge of David's plan to annihilate Earth, and goads him into disclosing humanity's timeline, which David estimates to be no more than 20 years. With this information in hand, Iron Man strikes David with an energy blast. This is confirmed in the next panel, where we see a decapitated David lying in a lab, while Tony stands nearby observing. Tony then meets with his team, declaring it's time to abandon Earth and find a new planet for humanity to rebuild. Miles is stunned by the decision to simply cut and run, but Carol explains they haven't received any contact from the outposts or watchtowers in weeks. To her, this silence suggests their team might be the last of humanity, and they must prioritize their survival. Tony then informs the team that he's prepared a colony ship to take them off the planet. He directs Miles to notify the others to get on board, as their departure is imminent. Next, he orders Carol to deploy the war machines to demolish the walls around their encampment, ensuring no xenomorphs can get in and stow away on the escape ship. The war machines proceed to take down the walls, but Carol and Tony are dismayed to see a small section still standing, creating a possible entry point for the aliens. On closer inspection, it's revealed this area is a bunker where Captain America had been sheltering additional survivors. Bruce and Carol plead with Tony to delay the launch, but he refuses, explaining there's less than a minute until takeoff, and he won't risk humanity's last chance at survival. In one panel, we see Steve urging the people he's protecting to press on toward the ship, assuring them he'll do everything in his power to hold back the Xenomorphs. Bruce and Tony look on, reflecting on whether this is truly the end, for the Avengers, for America, for the world. Refusing to abandon his friends to die while trying to make it to the ship, Bruce prepares to join the battle. A panel captures the powerful impact of Hulk landing on the battlefield in an explosive arrival. Captain America glances over his shoulder, witnessing Hulk tearing through a swarm of aliens. Meanwhile, Carol insists they must leave now or not at all. Tony activates the launch sequence, and the ship takes off. We're given a breathtaking final shot of Hulk and Captain America fighting side by side to protect the last remnants of humanity, fulfilling their roles as heroes. Inside the colony ship, we see the remaining Avengers, Tony, Miles, and Carol. Elsewhere in the cosmos, a scene unfolds with a spaceship hovering nearby, possibly observing a distant planet. It's the Engineers who appear to be looking at the planet. It's revealed that the incident might be an outbreak, sparking visible anger in one of the Engineers.